Met this girl down by the vine, had long tan legs and deep brown eyes. Seemed the type I would wanna make mine.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be making a DIY doll yarn wig. So this wig is unicorn themed. I have some purple, some pink, and some turquoise in this one, and it's actually made with a sock and some yarn, so the sock can just nicely flip onto the doll's head, and you don't have to take off any of the doll's hair or the original wig cap. You just slip it over. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so I will now be showing you the list of the materials that you will need, and this video of the tutorial will be sectioned in parts. I don't know how many videos yet, but at least 3 parts, because yeah, it takes a little while to do, and it's better if you have it chopped out and spread out. So today I'll be teaching you how to make the yarn wefts, which is a fancy word for saying a chunk of yarn that's all brushed out and beautiful to put on the wig. So this is a nice cheap way to make a doll wig if you don't want to buy one, and it's simple to make, it's fun to make, you can customize it however you want. And for my wig today, I'll be making mine purple with a darker purple in it to kind of add a bit of color and stuff in there. But you can even make it like with some brown yarn, but I actually haven't found any brown yarn yet. So yeah, so the first thing you will need is, of course, yarn. So this is my dark purple that I'll be using, and last night I actually did the first couple of steps for this yarn, and what I'll be showing you today is this to this into this. It looks nice and brushed out. It's beautiful. So I'll be showing you the different steps of turning this into a weft. So you need your yarn, and you can choose any color that you want. You will also need some hangers. I prefer to have more than one, so I actually have 3 here with me. And next you will need some scissors and a thin canvas, a painting canvas. This one can be brand new, it can be used. I've used one that I've painted on a couple times before, so you'll need that. And lastly, in my hand here is a pet brush. So this is how you're going to brush it out and make it nice. So mine actually has wire bristles on it, and this one's nice heavy duty to kind of pull at the yarn here that I have. But for my unicorn wig here that I made, I got a set of dog brushes, pet brushes, because I didn't know which one I need for different types of yarn. And for this yarn, it was more tightly woven than this of what I have here. So I used actually a pet brush that was a little small square with little, like, I don't know how to explain it, but almost like little wire picks in it to just kind of brush at the hair. But I found that it kind of made my wefts really small. So some are really small and some are really long. So I'm trying a different method of brush today. I'm going to try out this one. And as you can see, it worked for me on this one with the brush. So we're going to hope it's going to keep on working. So let's get to the first step of making a doll yarn wig. Okay, so for your first step, you will need your ball of yarn, your canvas, and your scissors, and some strong arms, because this gets really tiring. So what you're going to want to do is move your scissors out of the way and take your canvas. I prefer to do it, hold on, this way, the long way of the canvas, So not landscape, but like the hamburger way, I guess, of it. So you're gonna want to take your yarn, put it onto this, and just wrap it around and around and around until you get a nice, good, solid bunch of yarn wrapped around this. Okay, so I finished wrapping my fabric around and around the canvas multiple times. So now you're just going to want to slide it into one big bunch. And this is the part where you want to get your hanger and your pet brush. So you're going to get your hanger, set it off to the side along with your pet brush. You'll use this after we do this next step. So you're going to take your yarn, and I like to kind of grab it on one hand and push it up to the top, and you're just going to go along the top and cut it. So now you have these really, really long strips. So you don't need your canvas anymore, but you will need your hanger and your brush and maybe your scissors, but we will see about that. So I actually last night cut all of this fabric, this yarn, and I haven't tested the brush on this one, so I don't know if this was going to brush as good as this yarn did with this wire brush that I have. But there's only one way to know, to see. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is take a little chunk, split it in half of about 5 strands of yarn. I'm gonna move this over. And so I have 2, doesn't have to be exact, but around this thin. Make sure it's kind of leveled. Then you're gonna make a little loop in your yarn up here at the top. A little loop. Put it underneath your hanger. Pull it up, take this, put it through, so it's just kind of nice and secured on your hanger, and you're going to want to pull it tight. So I'll show you that again. So, create a loop, grab your hanger, put it on, hold it open, and take the bottom strands and pull it nice and tight. So it's nice there on your hanger. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing this until I have all of this onto my hanger in these little small strips. And it's better if you have smaller strips, because then when you're doing the tying, it doesn't make it as bulky and you get the use of all of your yarn. So here's a time lapse of me putting all of these on. Okay, so I have been brushing for a little while, but it's working. As you can see, it's kind of unraveling itself into these small strands of yarn, but I think to make it easier, I'm actually going to do another, method of kind of trying to help unravel this yarn. So let's go show you how that's gonna work. So I'm here in my bathroom at the sink, and what you want to do is you want to fill it up with really hot water just from the tap here into kind of like a bathtub in your sink, and then I'll show you the next step to do after that. So I filled it pretty full, some pretty hot water. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your hanger of yarn and then the whole thing just get submerged into this. And then you're also going to want to add some conditioner. Okay, Okay, so I've now added my conditioner, and I'm going to let it sit here for about 15 minutes. But while this sits, I'll show you my other piece of yarn, my other color, and how good that yarn is working. Okay, so I have let this sit now for about more than 15 minutes because I was working on my another project for you guys. But so the next step you're going to want to do is take out the water and make sure your yarn doesn't get sucked into it. And then you're just going to want to give it a nice rake. Washing out that conditioner and making sure that it's a nice, thoroughly washed strand of yarn. And even if it's not fully washed, that's okay. But you want to make it enough of a good wash that it's wet, but not too wet. Okay. Sorry that my camera's a bit shaky. I don't have my tripod right now. Okay, so you're going to want to take that, and you're going to want your brush. And where we're going to go now is into the shower, because you will see what we'll be doing in 1 second. So we're now, 1 second, I'll be right back with you. Okay, so we are now in the shower, and I have just placed it on the on and off of the top here. So my hanger is just over it, nice and secure. If you don't want one of these, I have another bar here that sometimes I hang it on, but I think it's better here because then it can go straight down into the drain here. And I would definitely recommend to put a towel down so you don't get wet while you're brushing it in the shower. And this makes it a lot easier for the brushing because it's nice and soft. So, yes, let's start the brushing. Okay, so I have now just set up the tripod so I can nicely brush it out. And I've let it drip dry for a little while because it's very wet, and so is my shower. So we will now begin brushing with the exact same thing, but I might start off with the fuzzy brush. So yeah. Oh, and you also might notice when you're brushing in the bristles, at some points you'll get fluffs of yarn inside of your bristles, and you can take out those fluffs and use it as pillow fluff for making doll pillows or anything else that you make with fluff. So let's just see how the brushing goes now. I'm going to do the thing where I kind of buff it up with this first. Fluff it up, I mean. So we're going to do this for a little while just to get it not as raveled. And I can definitely see a difference in this. It might be hard to see on camera, obviously, but yeah. And now I've just started the brushing. Okay, man, this is taking forever. Let me just get a bit more comfortable. Okay, and we shall now keep brushing. Okay, this side is working pretty well, but the rest, not so much, but, you know, we're gonna make it work. Okay, I'm gonna put this into time lapse now. Okay, so we are almost finished making our doll wigs, and as you can see, I got it to brush out nicely. This blue one took a little while, but it got there, and it's nice and fluffy. And this one I'm still working on, but I will quickly show you just how quickly this yarn works differently than my blue yarn that I had before. If I just nicely brush it, so that was about 30 seconds of brushing, and you can already see the yarn splitting into the small strands, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So I will now be showing you how to turn this stuff into a nice yarn weft all together that looks like this. So for this one, I actually used some wood glue, but I think I might just use a stapler. I'm going to see how that works to kind of hold together, and I might put glue over it later, because I will be sewing it onto the wig. This is just so it'll stay together for the first little bit. But yeah, I have made one very long one here with some wood glue. I still gotta trim it up a bit, but yeah, it's going pretty good so far. So let's move on to me showing you how to make this. Okay, so the first step to making the yarn weft is, first what you're going to want to do is untie each of your strands here. So you're going to untie it and then nicely set it to the side. Okay, so now that I have them all nicely and neatly off of the hanger, we're now going to grab one of your strands, and you're going to want to make sure first that it's equal on both sides. And then you're going to want to grab your scissors, put it straight into the loop, and cut it. So now it's one long strand again, then just set those off to the side. Okay, so I finished cutting all of the loops, and it is a very, very, very soft wig hair. Definitely gonna be a very good wig. So you're gonna want to grab a small chunk of your yarn hair for the wig, and you're gonna want to take your staple and you're gonna want to take your hair and start stapling it nicely. I'm gonna move this out of my way, but you're gonna want to take it, put it here, open it up. If you don't want a stapler that opens up, that's okay. Set it nicely down and staple it. Okay, I'm gonna do one more staple. And one more, I guess. Okay, there we go. So, it is all nice and stapled and good to go. So now we're going to take just one more piece of this, and we're going to want to staple it, hold on, again here. And you're going to want to do this all the way down every strand of hair. Okay, so we're going to just keep on stapling. And stay tuned for my next video of part 2 of this. After we make the wefts, we will be creating the actual wig. And yeah, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so I've gotten a bit more done, but I'm going to keep on going until I get all of this done. This is going to take a while. And it also might take a while for me to upload part 2 of this. But in the meantime, I have another video to post if, you know, I don't get to it. So you guys still have some content to watch so you aren't bored out of your tree. But, yeah. For the next part 2 is probably going to be the most challenging and most time-taking, but brushing yarn is also kind of long and boring, but, you know, you just gotta do it. But most wigs are $45, and now I can see why they're $45, but most of them they make with pre-made yarn wefts, so they don't even have to brush out their yarn or their fake synthetic hair because it's already made, and all they gotta do is sew it onto a wig cap. But this is a lot longer than just doing that. But this also means that you get to choose the colors, how you want to cut it. Like, you can have it long, you can make it really short, or medium, or even curly. I will also be showing you how to make your wig curly in the next video. But, yeah. This is also a very great activity to do when you're bored at home and you don't know what to do. And you've always wanted to make something and do something cool or customize it all without ruining your hair. Oh, and I don't know if I've mentioned this already or not, but the wig that we're making is actually going to be able to just slip right over the doll's head. So you won't have to take off any hair or anything. You're just going to have to slip it over top, maybe put her hair in a ponytail or something, but that's not bad. Because, honestly, I don't want to try and take off my doll's hair. I just kind of want to leave it, you know? And I bet you do too. So, yeah. So I came up with this idea of a sock. Okay, so I've done a bit, and I started to think, and I thought, putting all these staples in it is going to take forever. Plus, it's not holding the hair that well. So I kind of just stopped. I'm going to use the stuff on the bottom for the bottom part, like the very first stuff to go on. And then the rest, I'm just going to leave in a strand so I can just sew it on nicely with a needle and thread, because that's how I'm going to do it, because sewing machine will not go through this yarn. But if you want to try, you can, but I'm not gonna. So that's just what I'm going to do. So I'm going to stop the stapling here, and I'm just going to keep this one, that one, and this small one that I have here for the bottom. Then all the rest I'm just going to cut and put on. Yes, so stay tuned for the next video of me showing you putting it on to the wig cap.